Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is your host Majestic speaking with a very special edition today of MechWarrior Online. I haven't done a Majestic series build in quite some time, and I have to do one now. I really want to put this one out there for you guys so that you can mess around with it and really just shed some light on it. It's a fantastic build for the Bushwacker. I have never seen it out there on the battlefield, and it is absolutely incredible, especially for my style of gameplay with how I like to be skirmish, brawly, short to mid-range kind of approach on the battlefield. So I wanted to put some light on this guy, and in particular the build and exactly how it came to be. I was messing around so long in the mech lab trying to make a customized build, one that really did cater to all my strengths and took into consideration pretty much everything that you would hope for in in a mech, in any mech. And this one just plays so flawlessly. I really, it's been a while since I've come out with a Majestic series build that either hasn't been mentioned or seen or used or something before, or close to the variation of. I've never seen this build on the battlefield, and that's what I'm so excited about, is the fact that I did come up with this all on my own. I mixed and matched and tested, and I just went through so many different steps and so much time, effort, and energy, and I really just hope it pays off and that you guys enjoy it. So we're going to hop right into the mech lab and show what this guy has to offer. In front of you, I have my Bushwacker P2, which I nicknamed the Machete. And I even have that as my title up here under my pilot name, so it's not the Ace of Spades anymore. I want to leave it up here as the Machete, in just specifically because I'm taking this build out, and I think I'm going to leave that title up there for a while as well. So let's hop right into the mech lab itself, go over the overview of the mech, and then dive into the build, and then through 2 rounds of gameplay for you guys. I have some incredible footage to show you, so definitely stay tuned to watch both those rounds. I will leave a link in the description for the build, and I will also leave a timestamp in case you guys want to skip ahead directly to the gameplay. But what the P2 has to offer: 2 ballistic hardpoints, 4 energy hardpoints, 2 missile hardpoints, 1 AMS hardpoint, and 0 ECM hardpoints. It does still have a quirk summary because the new system is not yet in the game. And what this guy has to offer: armor bonuses in the center torso, left torso, left arm, left leg, right leg. So everywhere except for the head, and that to me in and of itself is fantastic. So you have plus 10 in the center torso, left torso, and right torso, and the left arm. Then in the right arm, we have a bonus of plus 18, and then in the right and left leg, we have a bonus of 7. So that is a lot of padding, especially on a medium mech. And everyone knows that by now that the Bushwacker does have that benefit of having these armor quirks that really do help it out with its tankiness, its durability, and everything on the battlefield. And the 3 things that I always mention to you guys: durability, speed, and firepower. And this thing has every single one of those things. That's why you could probably hear it in my voice. I'm just so excited to show you guys what I actually came up with here. As for the 2 weapon quirks that this thing has: energy heat generation bonus of 10% and machine gun rate of fire bonus of 20%. So I factored both of these things into the build, and this is what I came up with. We have 2 machine guns, 2 SRM-6s, and 4 medium lasers. Now, what makes this mech so unique is it's just constant DPS. Every single second that you have focus on a target, you're putting down damage in some way, shape, or form. And the heat management also factors in here. So not only did I fill out every single weapon hardpoint, but it also boasts a 55-point alpha. So we're going to go through the rest of this thing right here. As for the 2 machine guns, I placed, they're in each torso. That's where the hardpoints are located, with 1 ton of ammo. You only really need 1 ton. 2,000 shots to go through a round is pretty sufficient. The 4 medium lasers, we have 2 energy hardpoints in the center torso, 2 energy hardpoints in the right arm. And then the 2 SRM6s, they both do have Artemis, 1 in the left torso, 1 in the left arm. So the entire mech, like every single component on this mech, has a hardpoint in it except for the head. So really, you know, and they're all pretty, not overwhelmingly great in their positioning, except for the one in the left torso, way above the cockpit. You know, some of these do look like they're pretty low mounts, but it just works. The mech just works, guys. I can't really explain it other than actually showing you through the gameplay, because it seems like a pretty, you know, generic build when you think about it. You know, you're filling all the hard points, and you're catering to a play style and kind of just seeing how it works out. This build just works. I can't explain it other than through the actual gameplay, so you'll definitely see it very soon. But so, as for what I placed on it, there are 2 medium lasers that I placed in the right arm, 2 medium lasers that I placed in the center torso. The machine guns, as I mentioned, are in the right torso and left torso, and then the SRM6 is in the left torso and the left arm. I placed an XL 320 on there, because we have all this extra armor that caters across the entire mech, so we can afford to use an XL engine. I have 3 tons of SRM ammo on here, so this thing does have sufficient amount of ammo in order to make it through the entire round, and if not through the entire round, then through most of it. So that's what I was gunning for there. But as for the overview of the stats, 55 out of 55 tons, 76 out of 78 slots, 368 out of 372 armor. I only took off 4 hard points for armor out of the head. So everything else is loaded up to the T, so there is the durability check. Then we have the heat management check. We have the 1.36 heat management ratio, 15 double heat sinks. So we have 10 internal, 2 on top of the engine, and then I placed 2 in the right torso, 1 in the left torso. And with that, again, 1.36 is the heat management, but it also has fantastic heat dissipation. This mech is incredible with actually getting back down to 0%, so you can keep firing through the rest of these weapons. And hopefully it's demonstrated out there on the battlefield. Obviously, when you're scrolling through an alpha, you know, an absorbent amount of times, the heat will stack up, and you know, there is the risk of overheating. But for the most part, it's a very, very stable mech from a heat management standpoint. 55-point alpha, as I mentioned before, which is no joke, especially in a medium. So firing off all these weapons and having that kind of heat management and the heat dissipation, they kind of go hand in hand with each other. And with that XL320 engine, we have a 101.3 speed with speed tweak. This is a mastered mech. And, man, having every single quirk and that entire skill tree filled out, it all just comes together so nicely. It just melds perfectly into how this build is intended to work, how it actually does work, and the results will speak for themselves, I promise you. No jump jets on it or anything like that, but we're going to dive into the modules so that we can go right into the gameplay next. Advanced seismic sensor and radar depth, obviously with a skirmish brawly build. I want to know everything that's within that 250 meter radius. And, you know, with radar depth, I want to be completely hidden out of sight once I dip behind an obstacle or a wall or anything like that. Any kind of terrain, so that, you know, because I will be short to mid-range, you know, the ability for the enemy team to spot me, put some damage down on me, and really, you know, pretty much light me up, if you will, is very, very prominent in this build. So it's very, very likely that we're going to have a lot of face time, but when I do get back into cover, you have to be completely hidden. It does have tankiness to survive, but save it, you know, especially for the late stages in a match. You definitely want it to be there when it matters most. So save your armor while you can, especially in a medium. These are pretty much essential modules. This is how I wanted to build it. This is the Majestic series build for the Bushwacker. And anytime you see it on the battlefield, or if you make it, I hope that you guys make it for yourselves, that is. I hope that you actually give it that title of Majestic's Machete. So that is, you know, the overview of the mech modules. As for the weapon modules, I catered to the cooldown on the SRM6s and the medium lasers. You know, I could have gone with either the range modules or even the machine gun range or anything like that. But I want to cool this thing down as fast as possible and get these things firing because, man, the cycles just go, you just really go through the ammo and everything like that. And especially when you're laser focused on a target, the amplification damage that this mech puts down, especially as a distraction, maybe later on in the game, get the rest of your mechs involved that might be a little beat up, that can still put down some firepower, but you don't want them at the front lines. That's when this guy really shines. The P2 is fantastic, especially in the late stages of the game, and having those machine guns and that quirk of the rate of fire to have that 20% bonus, you're really slicing and dicing through every component of those beat up opponents that you're seeing late stages in the match. So this mech just, it really, total fangirling right now, but this really put a smile on my face, and I'm so happy and proud to have come up with this build for myself, not really thinking about any of the other builds that I've seen out there, and really just coming up with this from square one. I mean, I really just messed around in the lab. There's so many different variants of the Bushwacker that you can mess around with, and you know, mixing and matching components and armor and engines and hard points and weapons and modules and stuff like that to come up with this and have the kind of results that you guys will see in just a couple minutes. It speaks for itself. I'm just going to leave it at that. It speaks for itself. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I'm going to say that ahead of time. I really do appreciate it, especially anytime anyone tunes into the Majestic series builds. These are 100% personal builds, ones that just cater to my playstyle. So if you guys, you know, enjoy it, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. I really do appreciate all the support that these videos get in particular. These are the ones that are nearest and dearest, closest to the heart. So thank you guys for supporting it, but I think that's about it. Tried to give a comprehensive overview. I know my excitement got the best of me, and now we're looking at over 12 minutes before we get into the gameplay, but I really wanted to put this mech in the spotlight, and, you know, it deserves it. It really does. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Thank you so much. I hope you guys do enjoy it. But let's hop out there on the battlefield. Let's get into the queue and show off what this fantastic build in the Bushwacker P2 Majestic Machete has to offer. Here we go.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alrighty guys, here we go. First round is going to take place on Viridian Bog. Now, first thing that I want to point out is the fact that this is a very, very opportune map for this particular build, simply because of the fact that majority of engagements that do happen on Viridian Bog, as you guys probably know about at this point, do happen at mid to short range. So we definitely have a very, very good opportunity here to get in the face of our opponents, get a flank, move up, kind of get really, really aggressive here, and hope that our team provides some support while we actually make our moves. Now, again, we have 101 KPH to work with, so we can really dip in and dip out of position very, very quickly. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. But as for positioning, especially this early on in the match, I'm guessing that a majority of my team is probably going to take a little bit of a foothold on Delta 5 in this plateau right here. And what I'm personally going to do is I'm going to seal off from getting any sort of flank from the Delta 5 corner here on the ground. So what happens is a lot of mediums and lights from the opposing side, they like to sneak up around in this area and probably just, even if they're just getting information, it's a great spot that a lot of people take advantage of at this point. So I'm going to serve as kind of a counter flank. So I'm going to stick to the low ground. I'm going to let the rest of my team take the high ground, and I'm going to inch my way up towards the center plateau in Echo 5, which is directly in front of us. So as you can see, we are getting a little bit of targeting information. It looks like a couple of the opponents are actually up on the center plateau right now. So what I have is I have my team giving me cover fire, and I have a carcass that's acting as a buffer directly while I'm on the ground up until I get to this Echo 5 plateau, and then I'm going to hug the wall up until I get to the ramp. So that's exactly what direction I'm going to head. Now, we do have a light that is over trying to take out that summoner, and he's really digging deep into that summoner. I don't think that summoner is going to last very long over there, so that's definitely going to be a quick kill for us. Yeah, he already has an amber back torso. He's getting chewed up back there, so might have been an AFK for a little bit and came back, and this might be a quick kill. Yeah, he's getting chewed up in the back there, but I'm just going to keep an eye on the seismic sensor because, as you can see, there are a couple of dots that are firing off right now. Checking my left and my right. I don't want to get flanked unnecessarily. Gonna move up just a little bit, keep inching up, and here comes a hunchback, and he's just trying to get with the rest of his team up there on the plateau, but we did get a big shot into his back there and his side torso as he was making his way up the ramp. So now that I know that he's trying to run away, I'm gonna inch my way up even further. I'm going to make it a little bit more aggressive. So now I have a foothold on this Echo 5 plateau, and this hunchback is jump jetting up here. He gets a salvo into us, but we get another salvo back into him, and he's trying to run away, and we get another salvo off on him, and he is supported by that other hunchback. So there are two hunchbacks right there, along with this commando. So this commando is trying to get in on the action, firing off flamers and SRMs. Now we're going to peek around the corner, and he's still there, so he's going to hop back and try and get some more damage down on us. He's hopping down on the ramp, but some of my teammates are there. They may be able to clean him up, might not be able to because he is very nimble and agile. This crab is coming around the corner, so now we have another medium in the mix, and they are just trying to hold off on any kind of advance from my team around this corner. And just checking the seismic sensor, there is a lot of action over there, so I'm going to whip around the other way and try and help support this Shadow Cat right in front of us. Looks like he's trying to get at least a little bit of a flank. There is an Eben Jack right in front of us, Delta, so we're going to get some big shots into him. He's trying to run away, and he is supported by a Warhammer behind him, trying to get some more fire down before he gets back to the rest of the team, and we were able to do so, but now right behind him, that Warhammer is constantly putting some damage down on us. But as you can see, my torsos, my components and everything are only yellow and slightly amber, so really, this mech has a ton of tank ability, and we are taking full advantage of that. Even up against a Warhammer, I am very confident in this mech. Now, we are down 4-2. We were able to get some shots down. They got some shots down on us. But really, it's a game of cat and mouse, so we're just trading off with each other, trying to get some good shots in. But I'm looking down on the seismic sensor. We have that hunchback from earlier made his way around, and now he's trying to get some flanking shots down on the rest of my team, and he is supported by an Atlas, so he's going to push up the ramp with the Atlas, but my entire team is unloading on Lima right now, and it looks like, yeah, he's lost 3 of his 7. Make that 4 weapon hard points, and it's just a matter of time. One more salvo into his side torso, and he goes down. So we took out both the hunchback and that Atlas. Now my friend the Shadow Cat is shut down. We're going to help him out. We're going to tank a little bit until he gets back up. But we did receive some fire from both that Warhammer and some Lerms, so thank God he's back up. Now we can get back into the fight. Hopefully he stays, you know, kind of with us, but we're going to keep getting a flank. And this Stormcrow came out of nowhere. Indigo is right in front of us, and I know he's got mediums. He did put down a salvo on us, and we're going to go for that torso when he goes down. So we got another huge kill. It's now 7-6. We were down 4-2, and my team has made a comeback. Now this Warhammer is constantly plaguing me and my team, so we're going to push him all the way back. Get out of here, buddy. We're going for one of your assaults here, and that assault, this Stalker right in front of us, has been left alone. That Warhammer looks like he's making a way around the other side of the plateau, so we're going to go for the kill on the Stalker here. 1 salvo, 2 salvos, and there he goes. XL engine on that Stalker, so he goes down, and now it is 9-6. We're going to whip our way around the side of the center plateau, so really, we are just dominating the Echo 5 quadrant at this point, trying to go and help out this King Crab. Unfortunately, they did take him down, so now we're going to have to make a big push, and I'm going to go for the Mad Dog, but we do have our Shadow Cat friend right next to us. Yeah, it looks like he's going to swing in. He's probably going to go for the Mad Dog, and Foxtrot is in front of us. That crab, is that the same crab from before? I think it might be, so we're going to go for him. Looks like the Shadow Cat is going for the Mad Dog, so we're going to try and take the crab out if we can. We're constantly putting salvos into each other. I don't have any more SRM ammo. My team is helping me out, and they finally helped me get him down. That Shadow Cat actually helped us out, so that was a huge kill. They are down now 11-7. We are up to the final kill of the round. Is it the Mad Dog? Did that Mad Dog pull a Harry Houdini and escape somehow?
Acquired.
He definitely did. I'm targeting him right now because one of my teammates is focusing up on him. He must have fallen off the plateau and gone up the other way over the ramp again. So now we're all going to focus up on him. Now I'm going to hop down, putting down some medium laser salvos and those machine guns, but he overheated himself. He definitely had that override on, just trying to get as much damage as he possibly could, and he ultimately blows himself up from the inside. So that's going to do it for the round. Let's see how we did here. Massive, massive round here in the Bushwacker P2. 3 kills, 7 assists, 6 times doing the most damage, 1,116 damage with 10 components destroyed. Absolutely barbaric. This mech is just, it's got everything. Durability, speed, and firepower. And oh my gosh, it's just absolutely incredible. Definitely going down as one of my favorites in all of MechWarrior Online at this point, and it hasn't even been out for that long. I'm just so excited to take this mech out on the battlefield every time I do, and that's going to do it for this round, though. I think we should go for one more round, though. I think we could do just as good, if not better, in the second round, so let's hop back into the queue with the Bushwacker P2 Machete and see how this thing performs in a second round. Here we go.
Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alrighty, guys, here we go. Second round is going to take place on Canyon Network. Now, we did spawn in Alpha Lands, which is all the way on the right side of the formation. So we're going to be the first ones to have a peek up on the ramp before we get to that center plateau in Delta 4. So what we're going to do here is we're going to swing around. They probably have a lance over here. If the lance that spawns on the other side is either coming this way towards Delta 3, Echo 3, or they swung back around and went into Delta 5 to group up with the rest of their team. My guess, there could be scouts. You just never know. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled on the ridge here. Yep, and they do have a couple of mechs coming up here, looks like. Is that a Vindicator? Yes, Alpha is a Vindicator. Vindicator over there, just on top of the ridge, putting down a little bit of damage into that torso. He's already cored up on his left torso. This Warhammer is popping over the top in that 6R. He's trying to put some damage down on us. But man, even with the firepower that he did put down on us, you can see on the mech down in the bottom left corner, barely did much of anything to us, only down to 97%. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Very, very tanky mech here. Now, we do have one of our friendlies over here. Looks like he is engaging with Charlie, who is that Warhammer 6R. We have a Jaeger mech. He's trying to take him out, and we're going to come in hot like a heat-seeking missile, go right for this Warhammer, take him out of the match very early on, and I'm not backing down. I'm going for that center torso. Let's go. Keep trading. Keep trading. You're not doing much to me at all, and I'm going to get that final salvo in there and get the kill, and your buddy's up next. I'm coming right for him again. I have tunnel vision right now. This Vindy is going down hard. Going right around the corner here. He's trying to put some PPC fire down on us. He overheated. One more shot into that center torso, and you are down as well, my friend. And they barely did anything to me in return. I didn't even overheat. We hit the 97% on our heat threshold, but this mech just keeps kicking. Doesn't want to turn off just yet. We're going to hop up on the hill. Looks like they have a Centurion D over here, and it has 2 AC5s and 2 mediums. Very interesting build for the D variant, and it looks like my entire team is focusing up on him. He's just trying to get away at this point. You turn your back on me, you're going down as well. Full salvo into his back, and he is out of the match as well. Barely 2.5 minutes into this match at this point, and it is 4-2. We're going to group up with the rest of our assaults and heavies here at the bottom of the hill. But we are in a very, very good position right now. Thank you to the rest of the team that helped me eliminate that flanking threat. And we're going to move up the hill a little bit. We have a Marauder 2C up on the center plateau, the Delta 4 plateau. This is where a majority of the engagements happen, and we're going to give him as much support as we possibly can. So he's popping up. We have something way out there in the distance, way outside my range. They come up top of the Warhammer and an Eben Jag. They both put a full salvo down on me. But look at how it's reflected on my actual mech. We definitely took some damage, but nothing is cored. Popping back up to help out a little bit in amplifying some of the damage that's being put down by our friend, the Marauder 2C. Not going to pop up again, though. Don't want to take too much damage. Was going to help out on that Timberwolf, but my team was able to clean him up very quickly. So now we're just going to focus up, try and take a second here, just see what's being thrown at us. They're definitely shooting over some artillery and some autocannon fire, but I'm going to stick to my guns and help out that Marauder 2C. If he comes back up the ramp, we have to help him out. It's 6-2 right now, so they are trying to cap our base, trying to get some of us to move back. But we do have a 4-mech advantage. Popping up on the hill here. This Ebenjag has his back turned. He finally notices us, but not until we get a couple salvos into him. That Marauder 2C is helping out. We're constantly putting down damage, and we get the kill. This guy popped. He knew he's probably going down. Tried to put down as much damage as he could before he died. Now we're just focusing up a little bit mid-range here. And my entire team is going for Juliet right now. Just getting some extra, amplification damage down, and he finally does pop. But we're going to change targets real quick towards this Warhammer right in front of us. Pop our cool shot so we can stay cool. Get a couple salvos off. This guy is cored up beyond belief, and we're going to pop and use the terrain to our advantage. Come out again, put another salvo into him. My team is helping me out, and he goes down as well. But we can't stop there. We have some more damage to deal. Kappa in front of us is this Atlas. We have some armor to give. Unfortunately, we overheat, and they're putting down some large laser fire on us. But we still are kicking and screaming our way through this match. This mech just does not want to go down, and unfortunately we do overheat again, but so did the Atlas. He's running away. He's not even focusing up on us anymore, just trying to get away. We're going to chase him down. Machete time, cut through that back armor. Just a few more shots here, and along with the rest of the support from the team, that Atlas is finally taken down, and it is 11-4. Only one more kill to go, and it is that Cataphract with the large lasers and the Gauss rifle. Lima here is just peeking behind this plateau. We're not going to get too aggressive on him, because if he gets one Gauss round or those large lasers into our chest, we are done for. But I'm looking at the minimap, and my friend is flanking in from Delta 5, and he's focusing up on him, so we're going to get a flank on his left side. He's overheated, and that gives us huge opportunity. Big shot, and he goes down. So we're able to close out the match with the final kill, just over 5.5 minutes, and this round is over. Fantastic work by the entire team. 5 kills, 3 assists, 5 times doing the most damage, 1087 damage dealt with 15 components destroyed. Absolutely incredible. This mech really does speak for itself. There's nothing else that I could possibly say to give this mech more credit than has already just been established, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And you know what? We're gonna make some fun out of this video. What I want you guys to do, let's make Majestic's Machete an actual hashtag in-game. Leave it in a comment section below to know that you got to this point in the video. Drop it in-game if you see me. I want to see you guys with those hashtags in there. If you have anything else you want to add, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Majestic Series builds for MechWarrior Online. I had a blast taking out my P2 today. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Thank you so much again, and I look forward to seeing you all on the next one. Take care, guys.
Drop that bitch.